Okay, cool, guys. Let's go live. You good?
Just one thing real quick, just two things. One, I'm still not super good at the rules, and two, my memory is really bad as well. So you have to remind me about where we left off. Thanks.
Yeah,
Oh,
likewise.
okay, that's all good. Uh, all right, so I'm going to.
I'm good to go.
All right, here we go. Yeah, man. Cool. So, can you guys just say hi?
Hello,
Hey,
There we go.
how's
buddy.
it going?
So you have just hopefully you guys can see yourselves there in Twitch. Or when you speak, you'll be able to see your avatars.
it's it's the animated version. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Oh, cool. It animates as we talk, huh?
yeah.
Bruh,
All right.
it looks cool.
Jeez, man, how do you do that?
Looks amazing.
Cool. So, all right. Thanks for joining me again, man. This is going to be great, guys. So, a recap. I'll just start off by saying I think the One Ring Second Edition Kickstarter late pledge is still open. So, if anyone watches the stream, they should go check it out if they haven't already. The new rules look very cool. Just looks like a total different approach to the One Ring. So I'm quite excited to actually play both systems, just because the changes are so, how can I say, dynamic in my opinion that I would actually enjoy them as two separate systems set in the same theme. But cool. That aside, I'll do a recap. So just give me a moment. Okay. All right. So last time, I'm just going to switch over to campaign content. Last time we had. Let me see if I can just pull up the images that we posted last time. That'll make it quite easy. Just give me one moment. All right. So Discord does an interesting thing where it, on my side at least, it somehow summarizes content. I don't know why it does that on my Discord. Maybe it runs out of sort of disk space. So it doesn't actually allow me to keep uploading. Although I think you guys can see all the content on your side. Are you guys still there? You still hear me loud and clear?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so I'll see if I can find your images. Well, we can just use these. That's alright. This is very bizarre. That's okay. I can fix that on my side. I'll just drop it in straight from here. I'm just trying to find your avatar images. Just so as
I
we,
saw a little bit.
yeah. Say again.
I saw them in that channel where you are now, but scrolled up a little
Yeah,
bit.
for some odd reason when I scroll up it doesn't show them, but that's alright.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. little bit of a challenge here, but that's all right. I've got them on my machine, so I'll just drag them in manually.
Cool.
Okay, so let me just open up Discord. Alright. So you should be able to see that now. I'll just double check on my side that it's all working well. Yep, all good. So previously, when the campaign started, we had Galantha, this Mirkwood elf that went through quite a tragedy with his sister and some orcs. He got injured, she got injured, she might be dead, his bow got broken, and that's his motivation, is to go and hopefully find his sister, and in the process get his bow repaired so he's prepared for the fight. That's a brief recap on Galantha. Then there was another character. Let me just pull that character up quickly.
Was it?
So that was Jadal. Jadal's a Bjorning, and he was sent to Bree with a letter from Bjorn, and it was quite a mundane errand. Just go drop off this letter to Butterbur. But when he got there, the letter actually had some Quenya on there, and it had to be translated by the Rangers of the North. But they've all moved up into Angmar. So Butterbur's asked Jadal to go and have it translated by this high elf from Rivendell that's in Bree at the moment. And that just happens to be the same high elf that Mark is seeking to have his bow repaired. So Jadal and Mark, their two journeys intertwined as they were heading towards the same destination. They encountered some trouble at the Prancing Pony as a warg came in, and it was just looked like it just mauled somebody. It had this like red beard stuck in its mouth, and anyways they defeated that warg. And prior to that, there were Galantha was just eavesdropping and was hearing how people were struggling a bit, taking a bit of strain. And he also heard, he saw this old lady, and she had two different color eyes, but there was something strange about her. She looked young yet old at the same time. The two characters went to go rest, but they woke up in this pretty much hellish nightmare. But everyone else was still asleep, kind of being drained and sapped of their life force, but for some odd reason they were awake. They went downstairs and they ran into these two characters. I'll just drop them in quickly. And I'm going to try to keep the recap even briefer than previously. Alright. So they ran into Vidar, and they ran into Gormadok. Where is he? So Vidar is a dwarf, and Gormadok is a hobbit. And these are the other two chaps that have letters from Bjorn, which need to be translated. So there were 3 letters given. Jadal was one of the messengers from Bjorn, but so was Vidar and Gormadok. And now they're all headed towards Malin. He's the High Elf. But during their night's rest, they woke up into this hellish nightmare, and when Galantha went downstairs to investigate what's going on, these two chaps came bursting in by the front door, but they sort of rushed past the two characters, Galantha and Jadal, but they were followed by a white. Let me just see if I can pull up that white. I should have that white available here. Okay, I know where that is. Right, just give me a moment. Alright, here we go. Alright, so the two characters fought the White and defeated the White. There was more to the tale of sort of Galantha's character. It relived some past trauma. Anyways, they defeated the White, but in the process, Jadal dropped his letter, and that caused him to succumb to this nightmare dream state. Galantha's character kind of just went, what is the term, the gaming term? He had a bout of madness. So a lot of his past trauma and what he was experiencing, and just the stress that the nightmare was putting on him, he had a bout of madness after he killed the horse. So he encountered this horse, and he was going to use the horse to pick up Jadal and head off to the High Elf in the midst of this nightmare. The storm, there's this lightning and this sort of purple hazy fog just enclosing in on Bree and just getting smaller and smaller and tighter and tighter. And he was just going to try to grab this horse and just beeline out of there with Jadal, but the horse wasn't complying, so Galantha experienced a bout of madness and he killed the horse. There was also a lady screaming off in the distance, which he completely ignored. He was just kind of like just trying to see to his mission, and eventually he just abandoned the dead. He killed the horse, he abandoned Jadal, and he tried to make his way to the High Elf by himself. And it's actually then that he experienced the bout of madness and found himself sort of in a very deranged state somewhere in the stables, and that's where the dwarf Vidar encountered him. And there was a roll that Galantha made in the Prancing Pony that he actually succeeded, but he didn't see the results of that roll in that moment, but this came in later where Vidar actually came to their rescue. So the two characters, Jadal and Galantha, woke up at Malin's watchtower. That's where the High Elf was residing. And this is Malin. So this is obviously very similar to the recap we had last time. Alright, so, and Malin just addressed them, and this is sort of where session, was it 4? I believe it's session 4. This is where session 4 started. So Galantha woke up and he saw that Jadal was safe and he was relieved. Jadal was very ill, throwing up, not doing well. The experience really injured him and prevented him from going forward. He was just struggling with the mental fatigue and emotional fatigue on him. Even though he's this big, brawling guy, physically he could face things, but mentally and emotionally he was spent. At that moment, I'll introduce another character. That is your character, John.
Yep,
So,
Robin, go.
Yeah. So that's when Robin is a Breelander. He's a watchman at the gates. And is that correct?
Bree.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah, and he's an interesting character. He carries this lamp around with him because he's actually got a bit of a fear of the dark, but he doesn't tell anyone that. He carries this lamp around him as a token. He's got a loose tooth because he had to just deal with some ruffians previously, but it kind of just bothers him, and he kind of tongues it a bit, and he smiles a bit lopsided. And he enters the watchtower because his journey brought him to Malin as well, because he's having these nightmares. He has never woken from them, but he just remembers them. He remembers this old lady with the 2 different color eyes, and it's been disturbing him. So he found out that there's a dwarf Vidar going around inquiring about these nightmares and this old lady. So he found out Vidar is at the watchtower, and that led him to Malin as well. So there's these 3 characters, and they're all intersecting at the Watchtower, somewhat on different errands. So you got Galanther, the Mirkwood elf, who just wants his bow repaired and wants to go and rescue his sister. And then we've got Jadal, that just wanted to drop off the letter, but now brought it to Malin to be translated. And we've got Robin, who's troubled with these nightmares and wants answers, and found out that Malin, Vidar, Vidar, who's residing at the Watchtower, is inquiring about these nightmares himself. So quite different quests, but they're all intersecting at the Watchtower. And we've got Galanther. He tried to convince Malin to repair his bow, but Malin, he wasn't successful, and Malin said like he doesn't owe him anything, but he did request that Galanther go retrieve this special dagger that he acquired from, I think, the Southrons. It was stolen from him, and if he acquires this dagger, retrieves it because it was stolen from him, he will repair Galanther's bow. And Mark, can you remember what your bow was called?
I forgot, but I'm pretty sure it's made of one of the trees.
Yeah, it's a longbow. So what's going to happen is sometimes when items get restored, they get given a new name. So your bow will then be renamed the Silmaril.
Oh.
Your bow is going to be renamed Silmaril because it's made of the 2 staves from the Silmarillion trees. And
Okay.
you haven't received this bow yet. Malin's just made a deal with you that if you retrieve his dagger and find out who stole it, he will repair your bow for you. At the same time, Vidar told Robin. They had a conversation with Gormadak in the background downstairs while they were eating their porridge, and he told Robin about the letters. He told them what the letters said. So they already had the letters translated, while Galanther and Jadal were kind of passed out. Malin translated Jadal's letter and translated Vidar's letter and Gormadok's, and it was speaking about a secret barrow, secret underground barrow, and that's underneath Bree, and it's actually the well is the entry point. So Vidar's like, hey, let's go, man. We know what we need to do now. Let's go sort it out. But somehow Galanther convinced Robin to aid him on this side quest of finding this dagger, the Southron dagger that's been stolen from Malin. And because clearly Galanther wants to get his bow repaired and sees this as a small task. So you guys are heading out now. You've been given a short list of suspects that could be involved, and I'll tell you now who those suspects were. And let's go through it quickly. I do remember we typed out a short brief. There we go. So there was a lady called Myrtle. She's a lady with 2 different color eyes. She looks old, but in truth she's quite young, quite a young maiden. Something evil attacked her, and she came here for shelter. The first time the storm appeared is when she rocked up. There's Tom the Clumsy. So they suspect Myrtle because she arrived the same night the storm came. Then there's Tom the Clumsy. He's a large barding. He came here to see to the horses. He's very sort of kind with animals, but he's hard and cruel with people, and he's got this limp. There's Mentha Burrows. So anyways, I'll just go back a bit. So Tom the Clumsy, they're suspecting him because he's hard and cruel. And all these characters kind of are suspected or around this missing dagger. So there's Mentha Burrows, a healer whose medicines border on the dark arts. She's rather short even for a Shire hobbit. So she's also kind of arrived recently. So you've got Myrtle arriving recently, you've got Tom the Clumsy arriving recently, and you've got Mentha Burrows also arriving in Bree recently. And then you've got Artie. He's actually a Breelander gardener. He smells like spring, but is anything but pleasant. He struggles with a gambling problem, and he will basically punch anyone who just looks at him funny. So he's a local, but people suspect him for theft because he's got a bit of a gambling problem. All right, so you guys have made your way off to the Prancing Pony because you wanted to actually address either Butterbur or about Myrtle, I think. And you guys encountered Myrtle, but she was... let me just actually pull that up. Let's have a look. Yeah, so you encountered Myrtle... let's give that a moment. There she is. So you encountered Myrtle at the Prancing Pony, and it was quite... You guys were quite speechless with the fact that, you know, you found her, but she was young, no longer this old lady. So she's... that frail veil, the frail body has been cast off of her. But that wasn't the only thing that you found strange, because when Robin first went into the Prancing Pony, before he even went to the Watchtower, Percy, which is Butterbur's sort of right-hand man, you know, his aide, was actually the head of the Prancing Pony, the owner, not Butterbur. So this is the second sort of strange anomaly that's sort of out of place. Like, so Butterbur's not the owner of the Prancing Pony anymore. This old lady's now young. You don't manage... Galantha tries to engage with Myrtle, but I believe Galantha's spent too much time in the woods in isolation, and he's not able to sort of relay and communicate so fluently, and he kind of startles her, and she says, "Get away from me," and she leaves the Prancing Pony. At the same time, when this is happening, Tom the Clumsy does come in, and he informs Butterbur there's something wrong with his horse. Something happened to his horse the night before. So they rush outside, and Galantha, realizing that he murdered this horse in cold blood the night before, something just... He didn't have to follow them, but he chose to. Something inside him was like, I wonder if this is anything to do with that horse. Did they just find this dead horse lying there? Like, what have I done? He really suspects that this horse is dead. When they get around the corner, the horse is rolling around in anguish, but the horse is not dead. And Galantha, to his shock and horror, discovers that the horse he murdered the night before was actually pregnant at the time. But the horse didn't die, and here it is the next morning giving birth to a little calf. But it's got one of its eyes, its right eye, is pale, just like Galantha's. So that's now the third anomaly that's just really out of place. But in that, as you guys, I believe, are leaving that, or I think you hear Percy or Butterbur speaking about this break-in at the Watchtower, and they let it. You pick up that they speak about the fact that whoever climbed through the window was quite a, you know, the size of the window. Let's just say it's medium size. So whoever went in there wasn't a very big person. Whoever broke into that window, it's kind of like quite a snug window. So they're kind of having a discussion with themselves, trying to figure it out as well. And they kind of conclude that, yeah, we know it's not a, you know, like a big guy or girl, woman or creature. So it's definitely not a cave troll. No big creature went in there. So I heard At that time,
Sorry, I was just asking, which window did somebody go into?
in the watchtower. So that's
Watchtower.
Yes. So one of the watchtower's windows, someone broke in, and that's the dagger they stole, and that's what Galantha and Robin are trying to retrieve. So you've now got your first clue. You found out that that someone broke in by the window, but it couldn't have been a large person because the window isn't that big. So that was your first clue, and then you guys, Robin still made a comment saying to Galantha that you guys can probably rule out Tom the Clumsy because there's no way he would have fit through that window. So you kind of start deducting now who could possibly be the thief. And at that, Robin went to go sit down in the corner, light up his pipe, and just start observing it and just thinking, like, how could they figure out the rest of this? Who can they speak to? What can they learn? And that's how that session ended. And all I'm going to say is thank you for your patience. That was a long recap. So
That's very much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So what I want to do now, since I've been talking a lot, I'm going to sit back a bit. You should be setting an objective at the beginning of every session. That's something you should be doing. And I'm going to encourage you guys to start doing that now. So just discuss to one another in character what your objective is. It might be quite obvious, but just state that, because game-wise, if you guys manage to reach your objective at the end of the session, you get 2 points of experience at the end of the session each. If you don't get you to achieve your objective, then you only get 1 point of experience each. Okay? Go for it.
Okay.
Cool.
So I think we should be continuing our investigation into who took this dagger, and then see that through. Before we go to investigate the was it the Barrow White?
Barrow White?
Oh, there was a I think there was talk of something dark forming in a barrow somewhere. But I think they wanted us to we had a quest to investigate the location of the dagger and who stole it first. I think we should do that before we go on.
Yeah. I'd like to continue the investigation on who went to the watchtower, though, and we can narrow down the people that's like the suspects. So Mentha is a hobbit. That's one, but she's the healer. She's the town healer. Next could be Artie, the one with the gambling problem.
Yeah, the gardener.
And I think we can rule out Myrtle because she just went away. But still, she's still a bit sus. But I think the last one is Percy.
No, Percy's not a suspect. There's only
Percy. No,
there's,
not Percy.
There's Myrtle, there's Tom the Clumsy, there's Mentha Burrows, and there's Artie. Artie's the gardener with a gambling problem. Mentha is the healer. Tom the Clumsy is the big guy, and Myrtle's the old lady.
Right. Yeah, I've mistaken. Percy is the right hand of Butterbur, right? Used to be, and now he's the owner.
Correct. And that second quest you guys have, which is actually that's Robin's main quest. So Mark's main quest is to get his bow repaired. Robin, your main quest is to go down the well and see to this secret underground barrow that's underneath Bree. And it could be behind all these nightmares. So that's your main quest, Robin. But you can agree, which you have previously, to make your objective Mark's. And do you guys want to form make each other your fellowship focus? So fellowship focus is if you share a fellowship pool of additional hope points, and you both get to take from that fellowship pool. So whenever you need hope, you can use that, and that fellowship pool renews every session. So you have personal hope that only renews when you, at the end of the quest, when you guys have a fellowship phase. So at the end of the year, normally. So you guys are questing during summer, and then during winter, normally you guys would go back home or stay in whichever location you have, and you can do all kinds of things during the fellowship phase. But you also recover hope. But after every session, you recover fellowship hope. So do you guys want to make each other your fellowship focus? So the only thing is, if your fellowship focus gets injured, then there's negative effects. Like you can't then get hope if your fellowship focus gets injured, but not, you just don't, you just your fellowship pool doesn't renew. So I'll just tell you quickly, I won't go into all of that, but just for now, do you guys want to make each other the fellowship, your fellowship focus? Each of you?
Yeah.
It's basically like forming a party. It's
the Fellowship of the Dagger.
Fellowship of the Dagger.
okay.
That's not the.
Lancer and just want to see where's Robin. Just gonna pull up your sheet. Have you filled in your sheet, Robin? You have, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to find that. There we go. Let's see if this is your one. No, this is a copy of that's Jadal's one. Let's see. Could you share a link of your one in our personal chat window? In your character chat window, please.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And Galantha, I believe I've got a copy of yours. I just want to make sure that you guys are refreshing your fellowship hope. This fellowship hope points. You should be getting 2. You would have gotten 3, but that was because Jadal had twice baked honey cakes. You guys are getting 3 fellowship points. So fellowship, you got 0 at the moment mark. Make that 2.
Okay.
And that's on the second page there.
Yep.
Robin. Just make yours 2 as well, please. Have you managed to post that link, Robin, of your character sheet?
I'm just having a little issue with my character sheet when I actually not saved properly.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go off the one that I've posted in the private chat for my character.
Okay, that's alright. So just get out a pencil and paper and just write down that you got 2 fellowship points, and then later on you can just update this.
Yeah, sure.
And we can just go through the previous session and have a look at if you spent any hope, and we can also just check those you earned experience as well. Basically those skill groups, when you have a great success or extraordinary success, or if you use a trait to describe a success, then you get advancement points. And you did get on the last session, so I can always just send that to you, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, sure. Let me just see if it's
it might be in campaign content that you post that link previously. I don't, like I said, when I scroll through, I'm not seeing the full chat, but maybe if you scroll up, I think you posted it just in the chat.
It is in the chat up at the top.
Not in a personal chat, but in campaign content. I think previously you posted it there. So
Okay, cool.
while you're doing that, Galantha, floor's yours.
Right. So on the previous session, I asked Robin if he could join me in this quest to retrieve the dagger, and that became our like sort of like main objective. And I aim to just finish that objective first before
Okay, so go for it.
moving on to the
What actions would you like to take? Who would you like to talk to? Go and investigate.
So I go to Robin, still smoking his pipe, tapped him in the shoulder and said, hey, we should go and talk, have a talk with Artie, the gambler.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So, seeing as you're the Breelander, would you lead us to his home?
Yeah, I assume I would have known Artie,
Correct.
given that I'm from Bree, right?
Correct. So, just posting that map. So there's the map of Bree. So you've got the gate, the ranger's door, the watchtower, the old quarry, the green. There's the inn of the prancing pony. There's the well. There's the school. There's the smithy, and there's East Row. Let's have a look at number. All right. So Artie, he resides somewhere near the green at number 5. You guys are
Number
currently
5.
at number 6.
Yep. So he's at number 5. Okay. Well, lead us there, Robin.
Yeah, so I will take us to the green. I've got the map up here. So 5, we're at number 6, which is the prancing pony, which is slightly towards the west, middle and west.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so 5 is... that's a 5, yeah. Okay, so the big green encircled by the houses, right?
Correct.
The green.
Okay. So it's just cloudy outside as you guys step out of the prancing pony. So previously there was this warm summer's rain, but it's now that warm summer's rain. The clouds are just sort of coming in and sort of blocking out the sun. So it's just this diffused kind of dull light in Bree, making everything look quite somber. But it's the air is quite humid and hard to breathe still, and you kind of like feel a little bit stuffy and uncomfortable in your clothes. And let me just tell you what it's heading towards. 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
3 p.m., okay.
Go for it. What do you guys do? So you guys you've headed. Are you at number 6 already?
Yeah, are we walking to? We're walking to his house, or we're walking to like his garden?
Yeah. So as you guys are walking through, you passing through just a little bit of an alley between the houses, and you see some shady characters, and they just look like local riffraff, and they kind of whispering and chatting about something, and they're looking around. There's two characters there, 2 Breelanders.
I'd like to eavesdrop, please. I'd like to drop some eaves to see see what maybe they're saying.
Okay. So
maybe
you would probably need to use awareness or stealth. Probably stealth.
Okay, yeah, sure. I have got 2 in stealth.
Okay, so backslash roll 2 for me, please.
Roll 2. Got a 3, 4, 2.
Okay, so that's a fail. The target number, the default target number is 14. So
Yeah.
if you spend hope,
Yeah.
you could then bump that up. So that was persuade. So you could add your wit score. What is your wit score there?
Can Galanthir can Galanthir roll too?
I'll tell you in a moment.
My wits is 4. And
So
then favorite.
If it was your stealth, have you got favorite stealth? I don't think so. No, it isn't.
No, I don't. I'm
Okay,
afraid.
so you've got 4 in wit. So if you added 4 to your roll,
And then roll again?
no. So you currently got 9. So if you added 4 to your roll, you'll still just be under. So you're not able to hear them. But when you fail a roll, there's a negative consequence that happens. So, Galantha, before you get a chance to, and especially with stealth, most of the time, especially when it's combat, but this is not a combat scenario, or we'll see. Maybe you guys cause trouble. But normally everyone has to pass the stealth in some way or form. If you can choose to remove yourself, Galantha, that they can't see you, but Robin has drawn attention to you guys. So, Galantha, do you want to try to conceal yourself at this point?
So Galanthir, even with his hood on, can still attract attention. So I'm guessing it's useless rolling for stealth anyway, because these guys, even though they're like talking at each other, they're still like eyeing Galanthir. And even with the hood on and even with the shadows and all, like they can still see the white, like blind eye of Galanthir.
Well, you could try to conceal yourself, but I'll say that the negative effect from Robin's roll is the fact that you can't conceal yourself. But on top of that, they make a run for it.
Oh, interesting. Do I recognize who they are? I'm not familiar with.
Well, just describe quickly how that plays out. Any roles, it's over you. The storytelling is over to you, Robin. How does that play out? That whole failed stealth roll.
Well, I wasn't really expecting to see anybody. I was more focused on what I was going to. I was trying to think about what. I was distracted thinking about this gardener chap who we're going to see, and why he would have acted so strangely to steal a dagger. So I might have heard some hushed whispering from my side, and as I turned to look, I see some people, behaving a little bit strangely, which I do have an eye for as a gatekeeper in Bree. So I see them being a little bit, really closed in body language, like they almost don't want to be seen. And perhaps they recognize me as well as the Watchman, so they don't want to be in front of me. So I guess maybe perhaps they recognized me before I recognized them.
Okay. So they're running off now. So you are trying to recognize them. Is that the action you want to take?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to first hand over to Galantha before you try to do that. Galantha, what would you like to do? They're making a run for it.
Let me think. Probably just leave them be. I'll leave them be.
You want to describe that narratively? Just add what's happening in the
Okay,
story.
so there are two, right? Two
Correct.
blokes.
Correct.
So after seeing the gatekeeper, they stopped there, like gossip and hushing, and just like bolted. And it doesn't help that there's like a tall, lanky elf with the gatekeeper. So I don't know if that pretty much spooked them, so they ran.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Would you like to do an action? You say no.
I looked at Robin and said, let's proceed to RT's. What's that? It's like a field.
The green.
Yeah, he's
Green?
he's the gardener for the entire Bree land. For Bree, not Bree land. It's a big area.
Right.
But
Yeah. So
he's a busy guy. Bree.
he's a guy.
So yeah, his residence is in that little cove, that little circle. Yeah. So
Yeah. So Lanthir gave a smirk to Robin and said, "Let's go."
Yeah. We will continue.
all right. So these two guys just run off and just bolt. Let me just go back to that map quick. All right. So as you guys get to the green, there's an old man sitting on his porch, just smoking his pipe, cleaning some potatoes. He's just peeling them. He's not wearing his shoes, and he just kind of looks at you guys and he says, "Nice day we're having here." He's kind of elderly guy, a little bit, got a bit of weight on him, balding, but the hair he has on the sides of his head is long and unkept. So he's he's got this really scruffy kind of look about him, but he looks like he keeps to himself and gets his job done. So he greets you guys saying, "How's it how you fellas doing?"
Yeah, this guy's name is, I just remind myself, this was Artie, wasn't it?
No, this is just a guy that saw the two guys run off.
Oh, sorry.
So I will tell you now. One moment.
By the way, after the guy greeted us, Galanthir just stared at him with a stern face. No emotional reaction at all.
Okay. Just scrolling up here. Alright, here's my NPCs. Okay, so it turns out that this is somebody that Robin will recognize. His name is Sid. He's a 41-year-old Breland soldier.
Good old Sid.
Yeah. So, what do you do?
I say, oh, good day. Good afternoon, Sid. Not Australian. Right, how you going?
Robin will make a great Australian, actually.
Yeah.
Oh man, it cracked me up.
Less down under, huh? So you didn't happen to see those chaps, did you? I didn't recognize them from around here.
So Sid's kind of like sighs, and he just says that that riffraff they just they nothing. They a dime a dozen. But they more the consequences of larger crime like that break-in that happened the other night. It's like this whole place is going to the dogs. Like what's happening? Like Bree used to be a great establishment. Something's happened over the last few years. It's really going downhill. Now in his old age, he can't believe it. It's just what's next. Are the orcs going to be moving in? Are you guys going to be at war? Next thing he knows, they're going to release him from his job because he's too old and he's not in shape. Look at this weather. This weather's terrible, man. Like what's going on with life?
Can I make an action?
Yeah.
So while Robin and Sid were talking, Galanthir was just like a little bit behind Robin, just standing and listening.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walked up to the... Was he 41 years old? So he's not that old, huh? It's just like a retired soldier?
No, he's active. He's
still active, okay.
Yeah, he's just being a bit pessimistic about life.
Right. So Galanthir walked up towards him and asked, would you happen to know of someone trespassing and getting something important in the watchtower?
All right. So you're going to need to probably persuade him to give you that information.
Yep. All right, I'm going to
make it a very easy roll. Because he probably won't want to withhold this information from you. So do me a favor. Are you guys speaking as a group, or are you guys first and foremost make a lore roll for me, both of you? Should have done this earlier to see if you guys get. Well, we haven't done any rolls yet. So this can, just like with battle, when you go into a battle, you do a battle roll to get additional sort of support dice that you can use. So you've both rolled, is that right? You've both just rolled. No, you haven't rolled yet. So just roll.
What will I roll?
Roll your lore. So whatever your mark, Galanthir, your lore is 3. So it's
Mine's 3. Okay.
1, 2.
Okay.
Ooh, 3 1s. Oof.
I can see that Navi works on a / and a / now. That's very cool. Thank you, Hunter Green.
Yeah. Right.
Brilliant. All right, so you're supposed to get 14 on this roll because this is just for your additional dice. So neither of you got that additional dice. So none of you got that lore roll. So the next thing is for you to decide how you want to engage in this conversation. Do you want to talk as a group, or do you want to talk as individual? How do you want to handle this conversation? Is someone going to be the front man, or do you want to talk together?
I don't mind. I'm happy to take it if I have a bit of rapport with this chap. With Sid, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And seeing as Robin knows this place and the people better than me, I would suggest that Robin would just talk to these individuals, because Galanthir can be a bit unstable. So
okay. I have made a mistake. You're supposed to roll insight, so please redo that roll for me.
Okay.
So
insight.
Yeah. So
Zero.
Galanthir, that's just a 0 for you. So it's just roll.
Yep.
/ roll, and then the same thing for you, Robin.
Yeah, insight. I have 3.
So it's roll 3 or / roll 3.
Oops. Oh,
19.
Cool.
Okay, so you definitely get that additional dice.
Nice.
I believe you get 2 actually, because you got a great success. Okay, so you have 2 additional dice. So now you can.
So he will take over the questioning?
Yeah. So the tolerance, there's normally a tolerance rating on a conversation like this, and the tolerance rating, I know what the tolerance rating is. You don't. So if you guys fail a couple of rolls, different rolls, the conversations, essentially you're not going to get any information out of the guy. So I know what the tolerance rating for this one is. So, okay. And let's have a look. Okay. So you can choose to... just give me one moment. So, Robin, can you do a lore roll for me, please? So
Yeah, sure.
you're trying to assess if you're trying to gauge what approach to take with Robin.
So I'm rolling 2, and then do I get 2 additional dice on this roll? Did you say, or
You can
that's
choose
not-
wherever you want to spend it. You can spend it now or later. Yeah,
Might
those 2 dice you can use whenever you want.
Yeah, I might spend it now and then see what I get.
Okay, so you basically, why you're rolling lore is you're trying to find out how to.
You glean some information out of this dude.
You're trying to figure out what the right approach is to glean information from him. So you got a 20, so that's a success. Okay, great. So just describe to me how you know Sid. So basically, you're getting to choose 3 ways that you can approach Sid. You can use awe, where you can kind of like present yourself in a way that's kind of like either impresses them. So you can use awe, or you can use courtesy, or you can use riddle. So,
ooh, courtesy.
Riddle work.
So riddle is when in doubt about the opposing party's interactions, the spokesperson of a company may turn his ability to craft questions and answers in a way to extract a lot of information in exchange for very little. So you're kind of being
you're trying to suss him out through like a...
You're giving very little but gaining a lot, so you're being just very tactful. So
crafty?
Crafty sounds like you're being sneaky, so it's more tactful. You're being wise, you're being very resourceful. It's like basically being wise and tactful. Or you can use courtesy, or you can use awe. So choose one of those 3 and tell me why you're going to use that on Sid. And normally conversations won't always be this in depth. I'm just choosing which conversations we want to just go deeper in or not.
I'll use courtesy. I think because I know him.
Mm-hmm.
I know this. We're both people of this land. We both live in this town and we know each other well. I think courtesy would probably be the most way to go. Okay. Also, I have 3 in courtesy.
Very good, very good. Okay, so you've rolled. Say again.
I got the Eye of Sauron.
Okay, so
D12.
that is. Just trying to remember. I know Gandalf rune is an automatic success. The Eye of Sauron, I think, just counts as a 0. It's not an automatic failure. So I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna double check quickly, just to make sure.
That did not go well.
Okay, so that's 232, page 232. Let me just have a look. No, I don't want that. That's not what I want. Just want to double check here, but I believe it just counts as a 0. So there's 260 page 29. It's page 29 then. Yeah, strangely enough, they said they talk about the Eye of Sauron, but they're not saying it. One moment. It's just eyeballing a die. Okay. Oh well. Yeah, I believe it's just the. There we go. Counts as a 0. There we go. Okay. So you got 8. So you could try to spend a hope. And you just did. Was that courtesy?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
just check
Chose
your.
courtesy.
What is your stat? What does courtesy fall under? So that's under heart. So you can add 5 to your roll, and that would still not help you. So describe to me how your courtesy backfires with Sid.
Well, I guess I could have said something inadvertently discourteous by, I don't know, perhaps I touched upon a sensitive subject, or I greeted him the wrong way, or maybe he was just having a really bad day.
It sounds like he is.
Yeah.
So you're being courteous, but he's just being irrational and pessimistic, and it goes the wrong way, and he actually just throws the potato, not at you, but pretty close, and you probably asking yourself if that was aimed at you, and he just looks at you like, "What are you so happy about?" And so basically, the negative consequences is there is a tolerance on how much he will tolerate. So you are down a bit on what he will tolerate with you. So he's a little bit less tolerant, and if you continue to fail, there's going to be a point where he'll no longer converse with you. So he's gone down with tolerance, and he's basically let's see what negative. He points out the fact that the guys that you were going after are getting away. He just points like, you're talking to me, but aren't those the chaps you're after? And they kind of like, you can see them heading up the hill. Let me just go back to. They kind of heading towards 1, which is the gate, but you can still see them running.
So they're heading
towards 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're heading down towards 1. Yep. Should we chase them?
My arrow would have been useful here.
Galantha, what do you say? So you can as far as this exchange between them, you can assist. I'm trying to tell you something. There we go.
We got good old Sid thrown aback by the good day, by the greeting when we greeted him.
Should we chase them?
So Mark's not really. He could try and.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Mark, if you would you like to just you can just do an insight roll for me, Mark, just to see if you can what you can gain from this situation. Maybe you can just relay that to Robin. Yeah.
Right. Insight is 0, so just slash roll, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 9.
Okay. Would you like to spend hope, Mark?
How much hope do I have? Yeah, I'd like to spend hope.
Okay, so let's have a look. Insight is under heart, so you get to add 3, so that's still not worth it because that won't get you across the line, so don't spend the hope. Alright.
Yeah.
So, do you want to explain that situation quickly with Sid? So you can't glean anything from him. How does your character look? What is he doing?
So Robin tried to ask him courteously.
So you'd be assessing from a distance, so you're not kind of getting too involved in this conversation.
Okay, so I'm just from a distance, yeah.
Yeah.
So Sid mentioned that they could have, they might have the information,
Yeah.
and Galanthir was just like, I could not be bothered chasing those two, and if I find them, they better tell me. But Galanthir is just like so focused with getting onto RT first.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he tapped Robin's shoulder and gestures like we should move on.
Yeah.
So you guys, you want to leave Sid alone?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
we'll come back and investigate more. We'll keep an eye out for any kind of suspicious behavior or riffraff or ruffians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Sid looks at you guys and he just shakes his head like, you two are a fine example of the direction that Bree's going in, and you hear Sid's wife call to him from upstairs, saying, "Are you talking to people about that robbery again? You're obsessed with that."
Oh. Say, what do you know about the robbery?
Who are you talking to?
To Sid. After hearing his wife shout it to them.
Well, Sid looks at you and says, "I've told you already. Like, I mentioned the robbery. What do you want to know from me?"
I say we've been sent to investigate the robbery.
Okay, so you probably need to make you want to persuade him to give you the information. I'm going to make it an easy target, which is 8. So do a persuade roll for me.
I've got 2 slash roll 2. Got a 15.
Cool. So it's
Tell me
automatic success. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Good show. Good show. All right. Just give me a moment, and I'll tell you what he says.
Now I don't have to kill Sid.
You may live.
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking in the wrong window there. One moment. Okay. So Sid says that whoever was in that place made an absolute mess of the place. Galantha had to get Sid to come in and clean it, because not Galantha, Malin, because Malin's the what is he? The head guard. And Sid's obviously his subordinate, and he had Sid clean the place up. And Sid said, like, whoever it was, knocked things over and made a mess, but that person stank. He could smell that person. They smelt. They just had like a an eerie smell about them. They didn't stink like sweat, but there was just something about them that smelled off.
Hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. That's it.
That's all he can tell you.
I mean, the herbalist
Oh.
sounds like she smells bad.
That
So-
couldn't be Artie, right? Because he smells like spring. But he's like, that couldn't be the. If it's like a smelly person, the one I could think of is the clumsy guy, Tom the Clancy, the large barding. But he couldn't possibly fit on the watchtower windows, so that rules him out.
Yeah, so we know that they're small and they smelled bad.
Which one?
So we know. I guess we have two clues now. One is that they
Yeah,
were
two clues here.
small enough to get to a window, and two is they smelled really bad.
Okay, so Mentha horrors. I think not present.
So Sid's like just like really annoyed. Like, so if you guys don't mind, this is my day off. He's still struggling to get that smell off his hands, and he goes inside.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye, Sid.
So, location-wise, we're already near the green, or we're
You're
In
in
the
the
green.
green. You're in the green now.
in the green. So, I would just say head for RT and just ask this gardener what's going on, because we're picking up clues along the way. So better ask this small guy who has a problem with the people in Bree, because Oliver mentioned that he will just punch anyone who just looks at him funny. I might look at him funny because I have a, but yeah, I'd say we'd go for RT.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's continue on to see Artie and give him a sniff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sniff
guys-
it out.
You guys
Yeah.
head off to where Robin knows RT lives. And you get there and you see his son outside. His son's 16 years old. He's missing a tooth. His nose is broken, and he's got a black eye.
Okay.
Say that again, please.
You see Artie. Sorry, did I say Sid? You see Artie's son standing in front of where Artie lives, but his tooth is missing. He's got a broken nose and a black eye. He's about 16.
And what's his name? Do I know his name?
Jack.
Jack. Hello, Jack. Who gave you that shiner?
So Jack looks at you and says, "Shut your mouth, or I'll give you one."
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
I turn to Galanthir and say, well, I can see how he ended up with that missing tooth and that black eye.
So you probably want to do. It's a very. I won't even have you do a roll for this one. It's a super easy one. You would know that Jack is troublesome. He's Artie doesn't really lay a hand on him, but Artie is very stern, like just very very hard on the boy. But Jack's kind of got his father's instincts, and he's a bit of a brawler. And so Jack looks at the elf and actually pushes your shoulder. So like, what happened to your eye? What's wrong with your face?
Not a good idea, boy.
And he says to you, like, what you doing, coming into my property? Like, what are you also here to collect money? We don't have any money. You know, you got, you know, you can just, you know, and he refers to someone called Frank. He refers to Frank. He's like, just tell Frank to stop sending, you know, sending his goons. Like, we don't have any money. Just get out of here.
Mm.
We'll
So
pay you when we can
Galanthir.
pay you.
Okay. Galanthir crouched, looked at the boy in the eye, removed his hood, and now the boy saw like Galanthir's scars, his long ears and all. And Galanthir said, "Where is your father? We would like to talk to him."
Okay, so you're gonna have to do a persuade, and target number is gonna be 14. So that's Galanthir. You've got 0, so that's
0. Yeah.
so. Yeah. You got 0. Well done, bud. So.
Oh man, this is Robin's territory.
Jax just shakes his head. He's, I ain't telling you nothing. All I know is you guys are just here to clean us out, like they cleaned out that silly friend elf of yours that's apparently cooped up there in the watchtower.
Perhaps Robin might wanna intervene because Galanthir stood up and just like curled his fists.
Yeah. What's the equivalent of I guess we might not want to intimidate him just yet.
Did you try? Do you have points in persuade? Perhaps I could persuade this kid.
Yeah. I will try to persuade him that doing this the easy way is better than the hard way.
Okay, so there is there's a threshold on this character as well. So how much he would tolerate his tolerance. So Mark's already failed a roll, so there will come a point where he's just going to no longer play along, but he's still talking to you guys. So clearly that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. So can I roll to persuade? Or not?
You can. So what I'm going to say is, without needing to go into, do me a favor. Do me a favor. You guys can both do an insight roll for me quickly, and then Mark could possibly add. I'll let you guys do another insight roll just to see if you get any bonus dice. Both.
Oh, big. Bingo bongo.
So Mark's got 0 in insight, so he got another eye. Wow, Mark,
This is wrong.
It's like your logo. It's like your trademark, the one-eyed elf. He's just getting eyes.
Maybe he's called the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah. So you're gonna get 2 assist dice.
Yeah. So I've got a Gandalf rune and then 2.
Yeah. So you're gonna get 2 assist dice to use.
Robin's killing it with the rolls tonight.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? And you also have traits that you can call on. And if you think a trait can help you get an automatic success, just remember you can do that. So your traits. What were
Steadfast, suspicious, cooking, smoking, shadow lore.
Suspicious. So let's see what does suspicious have to say. How could you use suspicious? Just want to see what the description for the suspicious is. Okay, that's page 94. Did I miss something? No, scrolling through. Alright, suspicious. You strongly believe in the old proverb that says that he who trusts not is not deceived, and live by its words. So you're not easily deceived. So
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess he's not trying to lie to us at the moment, is he? He's just being evasive.
yeah.
Um,
So do you want to do a roll? Persuade.
yeah, I'll do a persuade roll. I think I've got 2 in persuade. Yeah, I've got 2 in persuade. Let's roll. Roll 2. Oh, boom.
So you didn't even use your extra dice.
No.
Wow.
Okay, so you succeeded with a great success. So just make a note there, Robin, that you got an advancement point. So that
Yeah.
is under personality. You color. You have three dots you can color in. Color
Yeah.
in the first dot for
Cool.
personality. You've just got an advancement point for a great success on that. So what were you asking him? And tell me how that plays out.
What was I asking Jack? Just out of character, we're trying to figure out who. Sorry, yeah, we were trying to figure out what again? Sorry.
He's just
Trying to
talking.
fig-
He's talking about the he was making a comment about your type, and he was talking about Frank and Frank sending his goons, and then he said Galanta, like, what's wrong with your face? And then he made a comment about something like something about the what is it with the head guard being burgled. Like, he made a comment about that, like, something about I can't remember what
Okay,
he said. I can't remember. He said something like I don't know if he. I can't remember what he said. Something about, like, the elf in the watchtower being burgled. Like, careful, something like that might happen to you guys, or shouldn't you check in on your elf friend? Or he was just being cheeky, but he dropped in the
Yeah.
burglary, and that kind of hinted that you guys wanted to talk to him about it.
Yeah. Say. So I'll say to him, I'll say, look here. I know you and I know your father, and I think you might be in more trouble than you realize. What do you know about this burglary? I say, we might be here to help you and protect you from things you might not be aware of.
Mm.
And he actually starts crying at that point. He's like, he knows his father is not involved with that. He knows for a fact that he can vouch. His dad's made some mistakes, but he's definitely not. He didn't do that. Let me just go down to campaign content quickly. So he says that he actually happened to see who the silhouette of the person running away, and that's how he can vouch that it wasn't his father, because it was a female.
Oh.
Oh, no way.
Mm.
Okay, interesting. So, I think I might have called this at the beginning. I thought it might have been Mentha Burrows. So it's either going to be Mentha or Myrtle. And Mentha sounds like she smells bad. I think we should go and sniff her.
That sounds. Oh boy. Guys around smelling people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think we should go and. So, do we think he's being genuine right now? Is he legit, or is?
I would say you've got an automatic success in the fact that you've got that trait.
He's as well, right? So
You've got that trait, so you can just tell that it's being authentic.
yeah.
Really?
So your last two leads is a Breelander lady and a Hobbit lady.
Hmm.
I think we should go and eyeball Mentha, see what she's up to.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Galanthir nods.
so
This pet.
Nods in agreement.
Cool.
okay, so let's go back up there. So you guys are heading off.
What's with the black eye though? Kind of want to ask the kid, but
Go for it if you wanted
No.
to ask him. Ask him.
I don't know. I kind of want to continue and complete the objective.
All right.
So I'd say we go to Mentha.
So I'm just trying to see where she is. She would probably be by the old quarry, which is number 4. Can you guys see that? Number 4?
Yeah.
Number 4, the old quarry. Make this big.
Top right.
Oh yeah, gosh. Oh, she's all the way over there.
Hmm.
That's where she stays. She lives in the old quarry.
That's the where you know that she hangs out. She doesn't stay there, but you know that she frequents there because she collects all kinds of minerals and crystals and all kinds of stuff. So she's known for going in and out there, even though she doesn't belong in there. They constantly, having to shoo her out of there. But they get so tired of it that they just sometimes turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
Question, Oliver. Does the length of the map matter to the campaign? Because basing from the location, it's quite a walk. It's a bit far.
It affects how many things you encounter along the way. So you're not really doing a
Right.
journey because there's rules for journey. But as far as from a GM's point of view, how I'm running it is there's certain things you can encounter and people you can encounter along the way.
Right. That's okay. I kind of want to ask the kid because I think I could.
So Jack looks at you guys like, so, what's your deal? What do you guys want? And he's like wiping the tears from his eyes, sort of sniffing, because he realizes that you guys are he kind of figured out that you're not after him, and he's kind of
So
a bit more at ease now.
Because I'm thinking of a possibility that he may be lying and he's forced to say things.
Robin's already gathered that he's not lying.
Yep. So, but that happened. So, I reckon. Yeah.
So he's asking you guys, what is your deal? What are you guys up to?
None of your business, kid.
Just say we're looking out for the people of Bree.
Yeah, I say.
And he kind
we
of
head to
laughs
Mentha.
out loud, like, "What a load of garbage!" Like, what did you come up with that yourself?
Yes.
And he sort of laughs and shakes his head. Says, "Figures." So, what do you want with this Breelander lady, anyways?
Man, this little punk is so nosy. He's like nosy.
This kid is asking for it, man.
Yeah, he's like.
But
We're
so
asking the questions here.
all right. Well, he says there's plenty of people in Bree. Why are you pursuing this local Breelander lady? Like, what's your deal? Like, do you guys know who this lady is? Like, he'd love to know.
Game. How did we hear that? Where did we get the list of those 4 names from?
And the reality is, he doesn't know it's a Breelander lady, but he's assuming it. He's assuming it based on her silhouette.
Robin, do you mean the Tom the Clancy, Mentha, and Artie?
Yeah.
Tom the Clancy?
Tom the Clancy.
Tom Clancy.
He writes
Yeah.
pretty good.
Tom the Clumsy.
Military novel.
You guys got the list from Malin. Malin gave you a list of,
Yep.
of suspects that the
cool.
people suspect.
Myrtle was. Where's Myrtle? Is a human, right?
Yeah.
She's mad. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that aged,
Oh.
like
Interesting.
de-aged overnight.
And he thought it was a Breelander lady, so obviously another man.
Yeah.
Race, I mean.
So just the way she was running and
So the hobbits, they kind of waddle, right? They're like little.
Yeah.
short and-
do you want to talk to him about it?
The
yeah,
boy?
Yeah,
Yes.
Jack.
Yeah.
Go
Jack,
for it,
right?
Robin.
Yeah. Say Jack. So it was someone from Bree, huh? Was a didn't look like a child or somebody small.
Oh, so now you guys want to talk to me? Now,
Yeah,
now you want to know something? What am I going to get out of it? What's in it for me? How about you clear my dad's debt?
Clear your dad's debt? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, that's none of our business.
No way I'm paying for them.
Your dad.
Nah. Your dad's kind of want to say mean things to the kid, but
I'm in two minds whether or not to take you to the sheriff.
For what? For what? Are you trying? Like, do you wanna do a ore? So I guess you can use ore to intimidate him. Mark, do you want to do a roll? I don't know.
yeah, that's more me.
I'm on 0 for all.
Okay.
Okay, I have 2, so let me roll for it.
Go for it. Good luck. Boom boom. Oh, nice.
Okay, so just
Pretty good.
14 on the button.
just made it. Yeah.
On the button. So describe that to me, Mark. Galantha.
So this time I didn't kneel. I just went up straight to the kid. Glanther was like, can I hold the kid in some way? Can I possibly interact with an NPC?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I grabbed the kid by the collar, raised him up a bit, just a few inches off the ground.
Because you've succeeded in the role, you have that authority over the NPC now.
Oh,
So you
okay,
can't control
cool.
his response, but you can control your actions.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I grab hold of the kid's collar, lift him off a few inches off the ground, and says, "Listen here, kid. Spill everything that you know about what you saw at the watchtower.
Spill your beans.
Okay.
How do I? Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. I don't wanna.
You actually smell a foul smell, and it smells like he's actually soiled himself. And you actually see a bit of a wet patch between his legs. So Galantho's got quite a dark side to him, and
He shit himself.
yeah, so you can actually smell it. You can actually smell it. To the point that you guys decide if your characters actually feel bad for this or not, because this kid's already been through a lot. But he says, okay, you know, he might have, you know, entered the place after she left, and you could see there was a female the way she was running, and the footprints was definitely, you know, of human. It wasn't.
Oh, human.
It wasn't an orc. It wasn't a hobbit. It wasn't. It wasn't.
There you go.
He saw her silhouette, and he can confirm. And he's like, yeah, man. He went scratching around to see if he can, you know, pocket something. But there was, he didn't want to. He didn't dare to go upstairs because that's where Malin is. So, and he's rather wary of that elf. So he just kind of poked around and then buggered off. And then he's just like, starts calling for help because you guys are like really just crying for help now, and some of the locals are. You can just see like people poking their head out by their windows and front doors unlocking.
So the kid is screaming for help?
Yeah, because you just made him soil himself, and he's like really intimidated. He's kind of like told you what you want, what you want, but now he's just like, let me go, put me down.
I think our work
Okay. Well, I popped my hoodie back. Hoodie, not hoodie. My hood back.
Thug elf.
Yeah, thug elf. Pop my hoodie back. Placed the kid. Released my grip on the kid.
And he just bolts inside.
Bolted inside.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, I was thinking of like saying thanks to the kid and giving him like a Mirkwood token or something, like a coin or perhaps. I don't know.
He would probably
Yeah, but
he would probably burn it because you've scarred him so much. He wouldn't want to look at anything that reminds him of you.
oh man. Anyway, yeah, I looked at Robin and probably more of a gesture of like, hey, what are we gonna do? I think we should fight Myrtle now.
You guys make quite the pair, I must say. Interrogating young kids. Anyways.
So what do you say, Robin? You know this place better than me.
Yeah, I think we should go investigate Myrtle. She sounds like a little bit of a suspect.
She's pretty sus, yeah. She's pretty sus.
You have a weird eye.
Okay, so when last have you guys seen her? Where last did you see her?
We interacted with her in the Prancing Pony, didn't we?
Yeah,
and she stepped out when Galantha made her feel uncomfortable, and she's like, just get away from me. She stepped outside.
Yeah, that's the last thing we saw of her. How can we find her? Because she's not from Bree, if I remember correctly. Right?
Yeah,
she's not from Bree.
She's just a visitor.
Alright, so Robin couldn't have known her.
Shelter, right?
Sorry?
She came for shelter to Bree after some evil was done to her, isn't that correct?
No, she experienced.
Oh yeah,
this is the story. She experienced this severe aging when she entered Bree, the night of the storm. But that's why they suspected, like, she was listed as one of the people to investigate, because there was this weird phenomenon around her, and she's this visitor, and it happened the same night that she arrived. This whole storm arrived, because coincided. But she clearly was affected by the storm.
Yeah.
How do we find her? And we got unwanted attention too.
Mm-hmm.
Any more clues for you? I kind of don't want to go back to the Prancing Pony.
Yeah, Prancing Pony as well.
Wait, let me look at the. We haven't interacted with Tom the Clumsy yet, haven't we?
You were in the vicinity. You guys followed him and Butterbird, the horse. So you guys were in that little group. You were just kind of like spectators, and he was speaking to Tom.
But we didn't interact. We didn't ask him of anything weird.
No. You guys wrote him off the moment you heard that he was too big to fit in by the window.
All right, but he may have some clues. But he might have seen that. He might have seen Myrtle from somewhere. Probably knows where she stays or where she goes. So yeah. I'd say that's a start, because we can already scratch out RT. We scared the living shit out. Literally scared the living shit out of them. Yeah. We could scratch out RT. Mentha Burrows probably. The boy said she's human, right?
Yep. I think you guys have, from what I gleaned now, is that you guys have already decided that it is Myrtle, because you've narrowed it down. Or you guys want to revisit that?
No, we've pretty much initially we were about to set set foot to Mentha's place, right? And then the boy keeps bugging around. He's asking for it. He's like teasing us, and then finally, that happened, and then he was able to spill out that hey, it's a human. So now we've narrowed it down to Myrtle.
Okay, so you saw Myrtle ask the prancing pony, what would you like to do?
I think I think we were both keen to go back to the prancing pony. Am I not? Am I wrong?
Yeah, because we
Okay.
haven't asked Tom yet.
So maybe Tom the Clumsy is still at the prancing pony because he was seeing to the pregnant horse, so he'd probably still be there. So, is that correct? You guys are going to make your way?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go from number 5 to number 6.
Yeah.
You go past Sid, and Sid's sitting outside peeling his potato, but the moment he sees you guys, he just casually stands up, folds up his chair, and walks back inside upstairs.
Oh man.
So you guys go through the passage, and
Who was that who walked upstairs?
Sid, because you guys, just before you went through that little alleyway again, Sid was sitting there peeling his potatoes. But the moment he saw you guys, he just folded up his chair and went straight back inside upstairs. He's like, bugger this. I'm not talking to these guys.
Sid.
Good old Sid. All right.
Ah.
Right. So just you guys.
I like how Robin's Breelander reputation gets lower every minute. He's with me. Oh man.
All right. Okay. So you guys.
We're gonna be the ruffians soon.
You guys arrive at the prancing pony.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take much. You actually see Myrtle sitting there in the corner having a beer. But she's sitting with those same two suspicious characters that you saw in the alley. They didn't actually leave Bree. They're back. And they just sitting
With her?
They're sitting with her, yeah. In a corner. Having a pint. And they're discussing something on the table. Something's on the table and they're discussing it.
I turn to Galantir and I say, I think we should snoop them out a little bit first. Maybe keep our hoods and hats over our faces, and see if we can just eyeball them for a few minutes first. What do you say?
Yeah. Can we roll for like stealth perhaps and just get in as close as we can but not attracting any attention, Oliver? Hello?
You can roll for stealth, yeah. So
Yeah.
so in
I'd
this
say-
situation, are you planning on talking to them, or you just okay? In this situation, just roll for stealth. Does one of you want to hold back, or do you both want to roll for stealth? Because if you both roll for stealth, one of you might fail. So just consider that.
I have 2.
I have 2 as well. I say we both roll for stealth and both try to enter the tavern really quietly and without being noticed. So, just
Yeah.
let a pipe, slip it.
What happens if one of us fails?
Then your cover's blown. Maybe one of you can slip through. We'll see, but you're definitely going to draw attention.
Okay, we can simultaneously roll. Let's go.
Yeah. Roll 2.
Okay, just give me.
Oh,
Now-
success for me.
I can add my 2 dice from before. Is that right?
No, that was just for that encounter, that conversation encounter.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh, damn.
So the target is 14. So Mark succeeded. Galanta.
Okay, here we go. Bam.
There you go.
Oh,
It's
sweet.
basically exactly same roll.
Same numbers. Yeah, same numbers.
That dice has been weird tonight, man. Wow.
Yeah.
That is
I
strange.
got like 2 or 3 Eye of Saurons just tonight.
Yeah, I got a couple of Gandalf runes.
Yeah, Tengwan and Gandalf runes.
Nice,
You've been
okay.
rolling like a boss, man. All right.
Good.
So you guys managed to. Do you want to explain that, describe that, and then I'll tell you the positive effects.
Well, I light my pipe,
Yeah.
and
Oh, by the way, I'm going to help out Robin, just because he's
Yeah.
still new to the system. But I shouldn't be doing this. But I'll treat it as, your second session. So, when you succeed in a roll, if you're able to describe how one of your traits, in your description, if you use one of your traits as part of your description, you get an advancement point as well.
Oh,
So there's
okay.
3 ways of getting advancement points. Getting a great success, getting an extraordinary success, which means rolling a 6 or 2 6s next to your feat die, or getting a normal success but using one of your traits that would have maybe been able to assist you, and you use that to describe your action, then you get an advancement point as well. So normally I won't tell you guys this in future, but it is something, this is where you can kind of like not min-max, but kind of
play to your advantage.
Play to your advantage, use your abilities, use your traits, and kind of just push your character to the max, and just keep trying to just kind of level them the whole time. Because if
Just to be clear,
I won't always remind you guys, it's up to you to just keep, be on the ball.
Yeah. So it's the use of traits, so the specialties and distinctive features. Is that right?
Both of them are considered traits, yes. So you can use them. You can use your traits as an automatic success, but you get nothing from that. No advancement points. You just succeed at that action. So that's called an automatic success. You don't even have to roll. But if you choose that you maybe that trait isn't exactly what you need, but maybe it could assist you, or maybe you're trying to just look for excuses to roll, because every time you roll, you might be able to get advancement points.
Cool.
There's the gamification side of that, the game mechanic side of it. So there's many strategic reasons why you would do that. So maybe your trait isn't the perfect fit, but it might be able to assist. Or maybe your trait is a perfect fit, but you don't want to get automatic success. You want to rather roll and maybe get an opportunity to get more advancement points. You get an advancement point if you get a great success, advancement point if you get an extraordinary success, or you get an advancement point if you just succeed, like you guys haven't done now, but you use your trait, one of your traits, in describing how you succeeded.
Cool. Well, I'll attempt to use 2 of my traits.
Okay.
So I walk in, and eyeing that table of the 3 suspiciously. So eyeing Myrtle and the 2 ruffians out of the corner of my eye, and I've pulled the brim of my hat kind of over my eyes, as much over my face as I possibly can, and I walk in with a lit pipe, and I take a huge honk on my pipe, and I blow out. Again, I'm trying to mask my face so that I'm not recognizable, and I blow out this huge cloud of smoke that's so thick and large that it looks like it's trying to go somewhere, and I keep my face obscured in this cloud of pipeweed, and I walk in the direction. So I blow it in the direction that
That's cool.
Smart.
yeah. Meanwhile, I'm trying to keep one eye on this table.
So name the trait you used, because I can clearly see it, but just name it.
Smoking.
Okay, cool. Mark, Calantha, do you want to try to use one of your traits in your description?
Yeah. I have one trait.
Distinctive feature. Either or, specialities or distinctive features. They both fall under traits. So you've got 5 to choose from.
Yeah, so basically one of Galanthir's distinctive features is elusive. And he's, like, after the incident with his sister, he's pretty much adapted the life of what's the right word, solitude? It's like being alone, just navigating the forest, the deep dark forests, staying in the shadows, hiding himself. And so, seeing as Robin has already sat down on a table, he went in next, and with his hood on, he just like worked his way around like the dark areas until he got to the table with Robin.
You worked the room, man.
Yeah.
All right, so
Slick.
Robin, just make a note there. Under movement, on your third empty circle, color that in. under movement. And then Galantha, go to your sheet and put a 1 in the third slot next to movement.
The first 0?
Third.
Third?
Because the first one is a great success, second one is extraordinary success, and the third one is if you use a trait.
Okay. There we go.
Alright, so you guys successfully managed to enter the room. And you managed to stealth in and get close enough that you can see that Myrtle still has her youthful form, and she seems to be her demeanor, her face seems quite stern, so she seems to be able to turn it on and off when she wants to, so she can kind of like come across appealing and desirable and, you know, dainty and lovely, pleasant. But talking to these two chaps, you can see a side of her that is ruthless. Like, she's got this cutthroat look in her face, and she's just like shoving her finger into the table as she's talking to them and giving them instructions. And they're sort of sticking out the edge of this. There's something wrapped in cloth on the table, but sticking out the edge of the cloth is this hilt, this handle of a blade.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Robin, you better think first, because Lanther may. Yeah, you're the more rational one. You're the more stable one.
Interesting. So we see the hilt. Do we recognize it as matching the description of the missing dagger, the stolen dagger?
It's too vague. I would say you're not close enough. You can try to do a roll if you like. You would recognize it as a Southron handle if you succeeded in a roll. So you could do what is it? A
search.
Search is kind of for indoor, and explore is for outdoor. So I would say search.
Search.
Yeah.
Who's gonna roll? Are you gonna roll, Robin?
I have 0 in search.
I have 0. I have 0 too.
All
I could
right.
roll. I have better eyes.
Just gonna remind you guys, with every failed roll, there's negative consequences. So always weigh that up. If you fail a roll, it's not like, okay, I didn't get to see it. There's always a negative response.
Is there a trait that you could use with this roll?
You could try Alvin lore. I wouldn't tell you if it's exactly what it is. Fire making, no. Orc lore, no. Harder, no. Elusive, no.
No.
I have Elven lore.
Yeah,
I could
but this isn't
identify
an
it better.
Elven blade. This isn't an Elven blade. It's a Southron.
This isn't an Elven blade. Either or, I could roll for search, since I have the one with the better eyesight.
Yeah, go for it.
Says,
if all else
says
fails,
the character with one eye. Yep, carry on.
that other eye will compensate. Compensates. Okay. Let me roll. If all else fails, man,
we can always go.
There's gonna be blood again in this prancing point.
Yeah.
Okay, rolling now. 7.
Ouch.
Oh, dang.
So you just did a search. So if you could add your wits, which is 6, to that, it's still gonna give you
Still
13.
Can I use hope?
That is, if you spend hope, it'll take it up to 13.
Oh, okay.
So that's a redundant action. So that's a no. Okay. So the negative effect of you trying to search is that she looks up and sees you.
Yeah, so Galanthe just probably nudge the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Explain that. Explain that.
No.
Do some narrative storytelling. Explain that, Galantha.
Yeah, so Galanther, like he didn't move a lot, but he just like went in for a lean, trying to eye that dagger, see if he can identify it as the one that Maylene mentioned. And then there's like a loud cough from a customer behind him, and that's where Myrtle turned his head, turned her head, and found us.
So she's taps the ruffians sitting there at the table next to her, and just give me a moment quickly. She taps the ruffians at the table and points at you, and they look up, and their eyes go big. They recognize you.
No.
And they stand up, and she points at you, and she pushes them from behind towards you. You've just entered a combat encounter, so you're gonna have to roll battle. Both of you must roll battle for me.
Here we go.
I think this is my first battle, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So how does this work?
Check your sheet for battle and just roll a battle roll for me first initially, because that can give you additional dice in the combat to use.
Cool. Where is battle?
Your battle rating is you got 0 in battle, so you must do a / roll or / roll. Just a standard roll for me, please.
Where do I find that?
It's
Where
on
do I find-
your sheet. Under your common
Wait.
skills is battle. I'm looking at your sheet right now, Robin.
Okay,
Under
cool.
courtesy, under healing, under insight.
Got it. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that's a / roll.
Mhm.
4.
So it's none for you. Alright, so target number is 14, guys. Galantha, go for it. Galantha,
Where's my-
you have 2. So / or
Two?
/ roll 2, yeah.
Okay. Here we
Ooh,
go.
on the money.
Oh, boom! Nice.
Alright, so you get 1 additional dice to use in the battle. Okay, so I'm going to say you guys were not. You're gonna have to decide who has initiative here. So just give me a moment quickly. I just need to go through my GM notes quickly. I've made a note here about initiative. While I'm doing that, you guys can. Okay, now I'll just focus on that for now, because there's something else.
What is your weapon, Robin? Do you bring a sword?
What
Hello?
was? Sorry.
Did you do you have a weapon with you?
Oh, sorry, me. Yes, I have actually 3. I have a bow, a dagger, and an axe.
Okay, cool.
Can you guys just explain sort of your character's actions at this point, as you know you're going to go into the battle, while I just look this up, just role play it a bit.
Go first, Robin.
I'll brace myself for potentially a scuffle. I'll try to pacify the situation by intimidating them by withdrawing my axe and gripping it with 2 hands in front of them.
Oh, nice.
Something like
Glanther just simply removes his hood, cracks his neck sideways,
oh, nice.
next to the sides, cracks his knuckles, whips out his sword.
Sweet.
Okay.
And he's like, here we go again. Because I also had like a previous encounter in Prancing Pony with a with a warg. That was pretty intense.
Oh my god, you're gonna get banned from here, man. Oh no, actually no,
Yeah.
this is fine. If you're defending it against the warg, right?
Sorry.
You would. I was just thinking if you'd had like two scuffles in the prancing pony, it might look bad for your character. But I think the first time, if you were defending the prancing pony against the warg, then that would have looked
Yeah.
pretty good on you.
Yeah.
It's developing a reputation, though.
Yeah.
That happens.
Should be given like a medal or something.
Free beer. Give that man a
Oh
bonus.
yeah, free beer, only beer.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
How many pints?
One moment. All right, there we go. Page 170. Okay.
Oliver.
Just one moment.
I cannot.
Reading. Just one moment.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, defending companions hold the initiative, which means you hold the initiative. Yes, Mark.
I have a bow with me, right? Like
That's
a
no,
regular bow.
No, you don't. You probably should have asked Malin for a temporary one because you were in the watchtower and they've got an armory there.
Well, too late for me now.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay. So you guys have the
Alright.
initiative. So you must choose your combat stances. So combat stances is I'll share that with you guys quickly. Here we go. I've got it here. So something to keep in mind. Two things. Three things actually. So with combat stances, it affects your target number. So if you're in forward or open or defensive, it changes how easy it is for you to hit them, but also how hard or easy it is for them to hit you. So if you are on your last legs, you might want to pull back, but if you're still fresh and ready to go, you can go in forward stance. But the fact that it's like blow for blow, if you make it hard for them to hit you, it's also hard for you to hit them. So there is more to that, because it's not just that. There is the fact that, and I'll share that in a moment, each stance actually has its own perk. So you have tasks. So when you're in a certain stance, you can actually, instead of doing an attack, you can do a task instead. So I'll share with you what those tasks are quickly. So that also affects what stance you want to take in combat. So have a look at that. So first and foremost, I'll go and show you guys forward. Your target number is 6 plus your opponent's parry rating, or for them to hit you is 6 plus your parry rating. And then open is 9 plus parry, defensive is 12 plus parry, and rearward is 12 plus parry. But to be in rearward, you need to have at least 2 other people in your party, and you need to have a ranged weapon, which is not the case with you guys. There's only 2 of you. Okay, so that's how that works, and your combat stances affects your attack order as well. All right.
Okay. I might need reminded of that as we go, but
cool. Tasks in combat. So you can do a task in combat instead of an attack. Just reading something quickly.
Yeah, so we can intimidate, rally, protect.
Yeah, so just read that quickly, and I'll catch up with you guys in a moment.
We have to. Oh, okay. So athletics is to. Okay. My parry rating is where? Where's my parry? Oh, yeah, here we go. 4.
So only if you guys have initiative do you get to roll for combat advantage, which you guys do. Oh, actually, you get to do combat advantage, but then the target number is 18 if you don't have initiative. Oof, that's rough.
What is combat advantage?
Those are the bonus dice you guys get in the beginning.
So we don't have that?
You do. You both got. No, you got 1 combat advantage dice. Robin didn't get. That's the roll you guys just did prior. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. Okay. Just want to see something. Okay. Alright. So, which stances would you guys like to take?
Can we
I'd
both go into a forward stance?
You can. Mark will. If you. It depends if Mark takes a forward, but yes, you both can.
What is combat TN again?
Target number. So it's no.
Target.
It's the base target number plus your opponent's parry rating.
Okay.
I might go. I like the idea of holding our ground here. Or I think I might go open.
Yeah, I think I might go open too. I used to like do keep going with forward, and I keep hurting myself.
Oh, good to know.
Okay. So
Can we-
this is what your ruffians look like. They've slipped some. They've got themselves all prepared for the fight.
Oh,
That your sketch, Oliver?
No, it's from the course.
Okay.
Course contact. No,
Okay.
core book. So you both
Is
in
that-
open. Is that right?
Is that Myrtle on the left most?
Yeah, I use that image just as a sneaky way to suggest Myrtle with 2 ruffians.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Should we start rolling some heads?
Yeah, just want to see if you can attack. If you can attack.
So what's the order?
So when it's his turn to take an action, hero may forego his chance to make an attack roll. Okay. Alright. So you forego your action if you want to use your task. So you can rally your comrades when a hero takes his turn. So you guys don't know what rally comrades does. I'll tell you what that does. You regain endurance. So it's basically almost like a healer roll. So you're both in a kind of healer roll at the moment. You can forego your attack and roll for inspire or song, and you could heal. If the roll is a success, all fighting companions who suffered a loss of endurance during the current combat, including the rallying hero, recover a number of endurance points.
Okay, cool. I've got a point in song and inspire, so.
Cool. All right, guys. Let me just pull up my enemy here. Okay. I just need to do something else. Okay, I'm keeping track here. You guys have the initiative. You get to attack first. You both are in open. Who
Open
gets to
stance.
go first based on... If you're both in open... you guys both had to choose open. Well done. Figure out who gets to go first. Dang it.
No, it's all. Take your time.
So I must just remember this. That's
At this point,
179. Yeah?
the Ruffins already stabbed me.
Okay. I just want to see
And
combat-
Robin bailed.
combat
I am
stance.
out of here. Grabbing my lantern and running back.
Yeah. I'm like, nah, bro.
Okay, page 172. Combat stances. Alright.
It looks like
Basic
some
wit
people-
score. The basic wit score determines who goes first. So Mark's basic wit score is
6.
correct, and
Or
Robin, yours is 4. So
yeah.
Galantha goes first. Guys, just excuse me for a moment. Just before this battle kicks off, I'm just going to take a 1 minute break. I'll be right back.
Cool. Likewise, I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool.
All right. So
I think Mark is gone.
okay.
Yo.
Okay, cool.
Here.
Welcome back. All right. So Galantha gets to go first. Galantha, your target number for just going to pull up that quickly. What? Just want to get your stances. Click on open, and then go back to Enemies are free. And there we go. Alright, so you in open mark, your target number is 9, but then you've got to add your enemy's parry, which is 3. So your target number is 12. Roll, we're going to have to go to your character sheet here, so you go to your weapon. Which weapon are you using, Mark? Galantha? Sorry.
Sword.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit there. Say again?
Sword.
Yeah, you turn into a robot voice. I don't know what's happened to you.
Sword.
Yeah, you sound...
Sword?
You
Really?
sound... Yeah, it's a bit better now. Robin, could you tell that his voice went a bit robotic?
Yeah, it just broke up a little bit.
Okay.
Wait.
It's better now. It's better now. Oh,
Oh,
there we go. You're back?
Is that better?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all good. It's all good. So you've got 1 in sword, so you're going to roll 1.
Roll 1.
If you had your bow, you would be doing roll 3.
Yeah, but I don't have. Oh.
But you don't.
Yeah. Either way, let's go for it.
Okay, so what did I say the target number was? It was 9 plus 3, so it's 12. So that is a success. Okay, so your weapon... Let me just pull up your... Where's the weapons again? I have saved it previously. Galantha, I did send you your weapons. I'm just going to scroll up. No. No. Okay, I'm just going to pull up weapons quickly, just one moment.
Yeah.
Got it here somewhere. I've got it all. I should have it on my Lawmaster screen. That should do the trick. Okay, so there's a difficulty table. I wonder if they have weapons on you. Otherwise, I have to go look through the book. They probably don't have. Alright, off to the book. Okay. That's alright. Weapons. Page 124. Okay, so there's shields. They've got a summary here. There we go. So I'll just pass this on to you guys. And there we go. So you are using not a longsword, it's a regular sword. So your edge is 10. So you must roll 10 or above on your feat die, which is the 12-sided die, which you did do, Galantha. So, which means you have potentially delivered a wound to one of these enemies. So, just give me a moment quickly. I'm, just for the sake of the battle, gonna assign one enemy to you each. Okay?
Yep.
So, I'm just gonna go here. And Robin. Okay, so Galantha. Right. So his parry is 3. His armor. I'm just trying to remember how to do a protection test. So I believe it's just the armor. So you roll plus your armor. So that's 1 dice. Roll plus 1 dice. Okay. So just gonna make sure I'm doing that right. Protection test. but I do believe it's just roll 1 for this chap because they've got 1 armor. P protection test. There we go, page 145. Okay. So he can spend a point of hate to buff it if he wants to. And then he uses his body rating. So I'll share that as well. So we got that out the way. Okay. Right, that's beside the point. So I'll go back here. Okay, guys. So he needs to roll 1. I wonder if I have to put / or / anymore. I just go roll 1. Navi picks that up. No, that was wishful thinking. Roll 1. Okay, so he the target number is 12. No. If I look at the weapon, where are the weapons now again? I just shared it, so I'm going to say open original. Okay, so sword. He needs to roll above 16 to protect himself, and he's just rolled an 8. So that is a fail. Okay. Alright, so he fails, so he takes 5 damage. Okay, so enemy 1 is -5. I just want to pull that up quickly. So I've got that right there. Alright. Galantha, do you want to describe that? That attack.
It's not a killing.
Sorry, your mic's
yeah.
you're struggling there, Mark. Your audio's
How
I hear,
damaging is the attack?
I hear every third word.
Wow, I think something's wrong with my connection.
It's fine now again. It's bouncing.
I'm using 4G.
Yeah. Okay. But you're back now. I can hear you fine. Keep going. It's all good.
Yeah. So how damaging is the
It does
attack?
5 damage. It's pretty
5
severe.
damage.
Pretty severe. Because
Pretty severe.
a normal person is between 8 and 10 endurance. So it does 5 damage, and I just want to see you didn't get no, you didn't get a great or extraordinary. So it just does 5 damage. He's going to suffer a wound, and if he gets 2 wounds, he's knocked out. Just so you know that. If he gets 2 wounds, he's knocked out. He's got his first wound.
Okay. Okay.
And he just suffered 5 out of, between 8 and 10 or 12 endurance. You don't know exactly how strong this person is. I do. But yeah, it's a hefty shot. 5 damage it's pretty hard on somebody of human, a Breelander. It's tough, man. It's like probably half, if not more, their health, their endurance.
Yeah. So what happened was these guys just went for us. The other one went for Robin. The other dude on the left went for Galanthir. And then as he was about to strike with his sword, Galanthir with his quick elf nimbleness.
These guys got spears.
Oh, spears. Okay. So as he went to strike Galanthir with the spear, it was a pretty easy dodge for the elf, which is really quick.
He hasn't attacked you yet. You had the initiative. You went straight in for the attack.
Ah, okay.
Sorry to be a pain in the butt. I'm just helping you out.
No. That's all good. It paints the picture
Cool.
better, like,
Yeah.
in my mind. So, Glanthir just gave him like a look in the eye as he was about to just like went to strike Glanthir, and then Glanthir could see him like clutch a bit, and then Glanthir just like strike him with his sword, decapitating him. No, not decapitating, but slicing a big chunk of flesh on the right side of his body, like right side of his torso.
Hectic, man. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Still alive, but he's just like screamed and cursing.
Yeah, so blood actually splatters on across on the wall. It goes across Percy's face, who's standing behind the bar.
Poor old person.
It's like actually you can see what something went into, like some blood went into his eyes, and he's like kind of like rubbing at his eyes, and he's kind of like at that point like backing off because you know they get people having brawls and stuff, but this is this is escalated. This is real, and he's like just you can just see him like floating backwards out that room, and people are just standing up from their tables. The chairs are falling over. People are just backing away. The room is cleared. All right, so Robin, you get to go next. You guys have initiative. You've got a ruffian assigned to you.
Yeah. I've already withdrawn my axe.
Yeah.
I'll take a step towards him. No, I'm not aiming to cleave one of his limbs off, so I will attempt to knock him out with the back of the, like with the side of the side of the blade, not the edge.
Okay, so you have to do a roll 2, and Mark's got one additional dice he can use at any point. So at any point you can up your roll from a roll 1 to a roll 2, Mark. Just once in this battle.
Cool. Okay, I'll make my roll now then.
So you've got a roll 2 there, Robin. So your target number is 12 as well. Okay.
Clutch.
Thanks.
So, yeah, you good?
50.
Just writing some stuff down.
Sure.
Clutch.
Okay, so you needed to roll your axe.
Yeah.
Your edge on your axe is 9, so you have to roll 9 or above. You've rolled an 8, so you didn't land a wound on this enemy, but you are gonna land. Sorry, an axe. An axe is it a great axe or a normal axe? I believe it's a normal axe. So your edge is a Gandalf rune, and your damage is 5. So you don't land a wound, but you do take 5 off his endurance. You want to describe that? You've described already preliminary what you wanted to achieve, but how does that play out?
So he tries to move out of the way, but so I still connect, but it was perhaps more of a glancing blow. And given I wasn't, fully aiming to wound him or
Inflict.
one of his limbs off.
So where do you hit him with the back of your axe?
Let's say on the shoulder, on his right shoulder. Oh, let's say his left shoulder. If I'm swinging from the right to the left, so his left shoulder.
Okay.
He's facing towards me.
Great. So this ruffian nearly gets the back of the axe into like straight into his nose, because he tries to sort of dodge and bob and weave as he sees this coming, and it just he actually weaves to the right, and the axe comes straight for his face, but misses him because he does manage to lean just further enough to the right, and it clips him on his shoulder that's falling behind, and it causes him to actually spin, and he lands smack on his stomach, sprawled out on the floor.
He's down.
Okay. It doesn't take long for these guys to stand up. the one's holding his side, and there's blood dripping on the floor. He's losing blood fast. He's got a wound. The other one standing up, and these guys in the alleyway look like, you know, pushovers, but you have a bit of concern at this point. The look in the one guy's eyes is he means business. They're not going to just, you know, surrender.
Yeah.
They're in for the fight. They're ready to return the attack. They're not going to, you know, back off. All right. So the first enemy is going to attack Galantha. Just want to go through. Okay, so that's that. Alright, so he's got 2. Okay. And he's got... Okay. Alright. So Galantha, you are targeted for this. He's attacking you with his spear. Just making sure I've got this right, yeah. Target number's 12. Oh, he makes it. He lands it. And for the spear, just alright, let me just see. Yeah, I did put the weapons here somewhere. There we go. So spear's edge is 9, so he doesn't get a wound on you, Galantha. And I'll describe that quickly. This is the one that's bleeding. And he actually goes from holding his side as a bit of a feint. It looks like he's holding his side, but he actually uses that to cross his legs, sort of cross step, and build himself up as he kind of like does this cross step, gaining momentum towards you, and he rolls away from you and then back into you with his spear, straight towards your chest, and he lands a clean hit on your chest on this elf. So he's gone from this wounded posture into an immediate strike, and he lands one straight to your chest. So you are going to lose 5 endurance. Take 5 endurance off your sheet for me there, Galantha.
From starting?
No, current.
Current 5. Okay.
So you're down to 8, yeah.
That hurts.
Okay, the next enemy is back on his feet, and he is looking at Robin. And staring into Robin, can you... This is a strange thing you do in the middle of a combat. I won't have you roll for this, but I'm going to say that you actually recognize this guy.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the chap that punched your tooth.
Oh.
Whoa.
This
This
is-
is savage.
Uh-oh.
This is the same guy.
Son of a bee sting.
Alright, so he's
Okay.
going to come in for a roll 2 as well with his spear. Because he smirks. He knows. He remembers. He hasn't forgotten. And he's got this smirk on his face. Because you just took a jab at him and you didn't manage to drop him.
Well, I know where I'll be aiming next.
Okay. Do my roll. Alright. Wow. He lands as well. So he was trying to get... He also doesn't get a wound on you. Because he... On his spear needed to get a 9. He got an 8. But he did put 5 -5 endurance from yourself there, Robin. So Robin, just on a sheet there, your endurance at the moment. Just looking at your sheet, where's your? So you've got starting endurance is 25, and your current endurance is 25. So -5 from that, so you're down to 20. Just on a little piece of paper.
Yeah, is that on the big score in the middle?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just take 5 off that 20.
Yep.
Off that 25, so you're down to 20.
Yeah.
All right. Do you never used your combat actions? So you are off back to, we are reassigning combat stances. We are 10 to 10. Would you guys like to keep going? We are 50 minutes over schedule. I'm okay to keep going for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm happy to maybe finish the fight.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
probably finish the fight. Because I have a family call at like 10 plus.
Okay, cool. All right, so over to you. You guys want to change your combat stances? So combat stances changes your target number, it changes your attack order, and it changes what tasks you guys can do in the combat.
I have a pretty low endurance.
Okay, so Robin's going open.
I'd say I'll keep open.
Okay.
I'll keep using open.
So just reminding you guys, you have that task, so you can try to regain endurance by doing a rally. If any of you guys want to do that. Okay, so here we go. Galante, you starting. What would you like to do?
I have pretty low endurance. I'm pretty concerned about that. Can I roll for like a heal?
Yeah.
So
you're gonna have to roll. I'll tell you now. Inspire or song. You get to choose which one you want to do.
Inspire or song? I have song 2.
Okay.
I have 2 on song and 0 on inspire.
Okay, go for it. So target number is 14.
/ roll 2. 14.
Very nice. And so could you? So that was song. Could you add that's a great success. Add a 1 next to custom. So on the far right, add a 1 on the first slot. First one. The first one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, no, you don't. Actually, yeah, it's in combat, so you will. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's correct. All right. So you got a great success. So I just need to pull that up quickly. So did I tasks? 179. Just want to see how many points you recover. So rally, ordinary success is 2, great success is 3. So you get everyone gets 3 points of endurance back.
Oh, nice. Robin 2?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So do you want to describe that? Everyone just up their endurance back by 3. So you up to 23, Robin.
Yeah, cool.
And yeah, you up to 11. Do you want to describe that, Mark?
So Glanther took like a decent hit in the chest. Even though he has a bit of armor, it still like bled a bit. Just right down like, how do you call this? Sternum? Or like the middle of the chest.
Yeah.
So Glanther staggered back and grabs hold of of a couple of potions, throws one at Robin.
So they don't you won't use potions in Middle Earth. So you could you could probably throw something at him like an elven not lumnus bread, because that just kind of
No.
I guess you could throw lumnus bread at him, but you probably wouldn't eat that in a battle. So maybe you would throw
Yeah.
like maybe some kind of, I guess you could say potion, but it wouldn't be like your typical fantasy potion. It would probably be some
Probably like an herb or something for the wound.
a herb, some kind of concoction where
Yeah.
you've taken some kind of elixir, where you've taken
Yeah,
like,
elixir.
say,
Yeah.
some
Let's go with
pollen from one tree and some roots from another one, and you've got this elixir, and
Yeah.
just something you actually just throw back quickly. But you rolled song, so song isn't that. Song would be, you would probably in an elven way, and almost in a taunting way, start singing the song of morale. Go that route, because you rolled song. So you probably jump on one of the tables and start belting out a song that mocks the enemies but builds up your morale.
No, as Glanthir staggered, remembers this classic like elven song
Mhm.
from like really really deep lore that gives you like a boost of energy, like a bit of vigor in you.
Mm. Yep.
And in some way, Robin felt that too, and just like like his eyes are like wide open, like what was that?
Almost healing.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys can't hear this, but I'll probably just put something on just for a moment, and there's a bit of a elven voice singing at the moment. You guys can't hear it, but you've just successfully rolled song and you've healed some endurance. So that is your action, Galantha. Robin, what would you like to do?
I would like to take a swing. Knocked out my tooth.
He's fired up, man. He's fired up.
I'm like enraged, and I aim for his premolar.
I must say, John, I think it's absolutely brilliant, because you're a dentist by profession, and the fact that you've added in a loose tooth in your character's design is brilliant. It is so cool.
Oh, is he a dentist?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is so funny, and you're playing role-playing games where you try to knock people's premolars out.
Only when they try to knock mine.
This is so funny. What do you do in your spare time? Oh, dentistry. Just in fantasy realm with my fists, and my axe.
Yeah. It's like living my shadow. Well, so I will attack.
All right, so you must roll your axe. So that's 2.
Attacking his teeth.
So just what position? What stance are you in again? What stance are you in?
Open.
Are you in forward or open or defensive?
Open.
Open.
You're still in open. Okay, so it's 9 plus their parry. Sorry, I believe we're still on 12. Yeah. So we're on 12, and you rolled 15, so you're good. You got no extraordinary successes. One thing you did get is on your weapon, your axe. You need to get a Gandalf rune, so there's no wound on that, but you are going to hit the guy for 5.
Cool. That's right.
Okay.
Sorry, quick bio for me. I'll be right back.
Sorry, say that again? You're going to take a break?
Just gonna quick bio.
Bio. That's hilarious. Go for it. Never heard that before. Quick bio.
Lore.
So Mark, you're probably pretty keen to get that bow. Get your hands on that bow. You've been working. This is your 5th session, so you must be pretty foaming at the mouth for that.
Yeah, man. Get that.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So you get to describe this attack, and something to keep in mind is this is actually enough to knock him either. Just trying to figure out with an enemy. You get to choose now if when you knock him out, you can either kill him or knock him out, because you're going to reduce his endurance. So he's going to be knocked out, but to such a degree that if no one comes to his aid, he will die. Okay, so you are going to hit him that hard that he will potentially die. So if you ever think of those like boxing matches when someone gets knocked out and their arms and legs go all stiff, and their eyes are open and their mouths are hanging open, and they're kind of like breathing heavily, and it looks like they've literally suffered brain damage. This is potentially the situation you can put him in, or you can just lob him with that edge of that blade and actually just end it. So you can put him in a catatonic state, or you can just bleed him out. You can describe how your attack unfolds from here.
Well, I'll take the kind of like the, what's it called? Like the tip of the axe, which is the flat tip of the axe.
Sure.
I guess like the end of the handle. When I aim for his tooth, and I hit him in the cheek.
Well, you can use the front of the axe as well, because the front of the axe has also got either a point or a knob on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can jab him in his face.
Yeah. So I'll jab it into his face, aiming for his cheek. Not trying to kill him, but I'll knock him out.
Okay. Do you want to describe that a bit more in detail? Like, how does that look?
Yeah. So, he's just, he's been smirking at me. We've recognized each other. He's laughing at the memory of what he did to me, and enraged, I pick up my axe and I swing it, kind of horizontally, almost like I'm batting a baseball, and it clocks him right in the cheek, and his eyes go a bit wide and starey, and you can kind of see the consciousness slip from his face. His eyes go a bit glassy, and he kind of falls down into an unconscious heap.
Okay. You hit him so hard that his one eye instantly goes bloodshot. So he's burst probably like 50 vessels in the one eye. It just instantly goes red. While his eyes are still open, his one eye just goes red. And you've planted him, like, sounds like you've turned the axe flat. Like you said, like a baseball bat, and you've just hit him with the flat side, not directly smack onto his front of his mouth, but kind of like 3/4, bit on the front, bit on the side, and a tooth does just shoot out across, and goes clean out of the prancing pony, out the door, but you literally could see it, and it, and he goes airborne and nearly follows the tooth out the door, but just lands in the streak of blood behind it, and he's just lying there, like breathing extremely heavily. Like I said, like when someone gets knocked out, they're like the human body is like trying to. He's unconscious. He's no longer in control of his body. His brain's been damaged, and his body's just breathing heavily and like trying to keep its body. The body's trying to stay alive at that point.
That's right.
Okay, so Galantha, you've healed, but this enemy's going to hit you for an attack. But before that happens, Galantha, we are 3 minutes over 10.
Yeah, let's just finish it.
It's about to get hairy. Do you want to hit pause at this point? Because it's about to get hairy.
Yeah, hit. Yeah, it seems like a point to stop.
Okay.
I'll
explain what's about to happen, and then we can hit pause.
Yeah, I think we can hit pause because even if after we defeat this and these guys, we still have to deal with with Myrtle and that dagger. So I don't think we can finish it tonight.
Yeah. Okay. So just give me a moment, and I'm gonna just show you. It was 3 p.m. When you guys were frolicking around in Bree, chatting to people. So it's probably about 7 p.m. now. You guys have been out. Let's just say it's 6 p.m. So it's getting a little bit darker. Okay. And let me just pull up what I need to pull up here. That's not what I'm looking for. Be with you guys in a moment. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for, but that's close. Okay, almost there. That could do. Okay. So I am just going to use this one. As you
What?
see that
It's a warg?
yeah, that's strange that it loads it like that.
Oh,
Let me see. Oh, it's rather okay. I'm gonna try to fix that quickly. Just give me a moment. As you guys see that ruffian sliding a bit out the front door, you see this wog, but it's not really a wog. It's standing on its hind legs. Grab that ruffian and start digging into it, and you just hear this really unsettling sort of ligaments and sinew and meat and flesh and even bone cracking and tearing as it kind of just digs into it, and it looks up at you guys with sort of blood just dripping from its muzzle. Let me just find a just scrolling up
Wow.
here. One moment. Almost there. There we go. That's going to be better. One down. Click. There we go. Just hang in there. That's going to be a better picture. There we go, a bit bigger. You see this werewolf, and it's actually split down its bottom jaw, down its chest. That when it growls at you, its bottom jaw flares open.
Ooh. That's like something out of The Thing.
Yeah, and Galantha, you actually recognize this wolf. It's this wog. It's the wog you sliced down the middle. That's why its bottom jaw is hanging open. Part of its jaw is even missing.
Oh shoot!
And it's actually turned into this wog. And it's 6 p.m. in the evening, so it's it's sort of evenings kind of kicked in, and yeah, you guys have just got an additional
Oh man.
combatant
So, wait,
that just
the-
entered the battle.
So one of the goons was like knocked out, and the other one went up, bolted for the door. Is that what you?
No, the one that Robin did the baseball bat with the axe to the face went
Yeah.
sliding out, not completely out the front door of the prancing pony, the entrance.
Yeah. Yeah.
As he was lying there, this werewolf came in there and just had a kind of like a bite at this downed ruffian, almost to invigorate himself and give himself that bloodlust. And then he just looks up at you guys, and he's just entered the battle. So, and you recognize this warg, but it's no longer a warg; it's a bit more of a werewolf. And and it's leaning towards nighttime now. And this is Bree, and you guys know what happens at nighttime in Bree.
Everyone enters into like a darkened state.
When they go
Okay.
rest, yes. But that magical, evil magic kind of strengthens as the sun sets, as the warmth and the light and the brightness of the sun dims, and darkness gets to reign. Just as orcs can hasten in the dark and kind of try to avoid the sun. As the sun sets, that the spell of the Bree strengthens, and that warg that was lying in the dumpster around the corner has just stood up and needed to feed and heal itself just enough that it's ready for a fight. So it's not completely strengthened, but it's given itself enough sustenance just to have a few rounds with you guys. And
So it essentially went back to life. Is that what you mean?
that's correct.
And the first thing it did was to maim the guy that Robin wasn't even trying to kill. Is that correct?
Yeah, I just killed that guy.
Poor fella.
I just killed him for a snack, just to invigorate itself.
Robin spared him. Robin had a chance to kill him.
Oh, this thing was ripping left and right so severely that this guy's body was like flapping around on the floor like a rag doll.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Okay, guys. So
there goes your mate.
so
Yeah. I think it's
all
about
right,
to
we're
go
gonna
down.
we'll call it at
Yeah.
that. We'll call
Yeah,
it that.
yeah.
So that's a game. You guys have been extremely patient. I've been reading up on rules and having a very long recap in the beginning. But I must say it was cool to see you guys. I'm trying more and more with each session to hand over the reins for you guys to describe your actions. And I kind of like just shut my pie hole and let you guys talk and try to figure things out. And you figured out who the thief was. So yeah, well done.
Thanks, Oliver. It's pretty fun.
Thanks, man. Thank you, DM.
Hey,
Thank
no
you, DM.
problem, man.
It was a great game. Yeah, very enjoyable.
Cool. Brilliant.
Glad we solved the mystery. Now we just have to
Oh,
here.
yeah. I'm glad we healed up a bit. All right.
All right, man. Mark, I'll let you run, and Robin as well. It is late, so I'll let you guys make a run for it.
Thanks, guys.
And yeah,
Lots of-
catch you guys again later.
Yeah, next. Huh?
Yeah, next month, the first Saturday of next month. See
Beautiful.
you then.
All right. Cheers, guys. That was
All right.
great.
Catch you guys.
Have a good one. Ciao, ciao.
Okay, take care.
Cheers.
Stay safe.